people are joining is slowing down, so I think we'll get started. Um, Welcome everybody. Welcome to the holiday webinar, New Innovations, Holiday Ideas, and Recognition Tips. My name is Jordan. I'm on the marketing team at Kudoboard, and I'm really excited that you're all here. The holidays are upon us, and we know it's crazy at this time of year, so thank you for taking some time out of your busy day and spending it with us. We have a great panel of experts here to walk us through. You've already heard from some of them, Amy, Julio, and Galena. They're going to take us through simple, meaningful ways to celebrate your teams and customers during the holiday season and set yourself up for an even stronger 2026. And as a reminder, I said this at the top, but if you didn't hear, we're doing a Q&A at the end of our presentation. So as Amy said, if you have any questions, use the Q&A as your chat, put them in there, we'll monitor, and we will try to get to as many as we can at the end. Okay, let's go on. And as another reminder, we're recording and we will send out the recording to everyone on the list at the end, but please don't leave because you're going to get the recording. Hang on here as a perk for hanging out. We are going to give you an opportunity to contribute to a gratitude board. And 3 contributors to that gratitude board will win a gift from our gifting partner at Snappy. What is a gratitude board, Jordan? Great question, attendee. A gratitude board is one of the many use cases for Kudoboard this time of year. You can post anytime that whatever you're thankful for, whatever brings you joy, personally and professionally. And we'll share that link at the end of the chat. And we just ask that you post by, let's say, the end of the day tomorrow, and then we'll reach out to the winners. All right, that's the housekeeping. Let's set the stage here. Here at Kudoboard, our mission is to empower people worldwide to celebrate moments that matter. And this year we passed a major milestone. We had over 10 million people appreciated on Kudoboards across more than 120 countries. So we're super proud of that Kudoboard has been able to create that much real human connection. And we're going to share with you how you can create that kind of connection at your company this holiday season. And one big reason we feel so strongly about this is that the number one reason people leave their job is a lack of recognition. Especially this time of year, your employees, your peers, your team, they just want to feel recognized. They want to feel appreciated. So the timing of today's conversation is so important precisely because recognition is the foundation of retention, the foundation of morale, culture. And great cultures don't happen by accident. Consistent appreciation builds connection, it strengthens teams, and ultimately it drives better business outcomes. It's an investment with a real ROI that any company can make. So let's go through what we're going to cover specifically today. We'll start with the latest product innovations and then discuss strategies for sending employee gifts and recognitions at scale. We'll talk about ways to boost engagement throughout the season, present some creative ideas to spark meaningful connection, and then we'll move into Q&A. But first, to kick things off, I want to walk through the top employee holiday gifts our gifting partner Snappy has identified for this year. And as we go through these, I want you to think about the types of gifts you've given and received at the office, what your favorites might be, what your favorites were, what you didn't love so much, and what you want to receive, these types of gifts. Would others on your team want to receive these? Because the best thing about gifting with Kudoboard and Snappy is that the recipients get to pick something they actually want. So here's what Snappy says are some of the most popular gifts that employees are selecting this holiday. At number 10, LED light therapy mask. You wear this mask and you will stay young forever. We have a Oars and Alps compact travel kit, so great for people who travel a lot at your company. The Apex Up weighted vest, so you want to do some weighted pull-ups, but you don't have a giant chain to wrap around your waist. This is for you. We have the Beast Go cordless blender. This is also great for people who travel a lot, got to get your smoothie on in the hotel room. At number 6, shearling scuff slippers. Who doesn't love being cozy this time of year? I may or may not be wearing slippers right now. You'll never know. A Dyson heater and fan. Dyson makes great appliances. You can stay warm with your slippers and heater. This is the Aura Ring 4. So this is one of those devices that tracks all your health biomarkers, your sleep, your heart rate, all that good stuff. Number 3, AirPods. I mean, these seem almost basic at this point, but personally, I use these things every day, assuming my toddler hasn't hidden them somewhere and I can find them. And number 2, the Oakley Meta glasses. These are probably a little bit more on the pricey side, but if you have techie AI evangelists in your office, you have a client who's really into it, it's a really nice gift. And all right, the number 1 gift, drum roll, please. It's what speaks to you personally. It's the ability to select whatever you want. Employee gifting, especially at scale, is hard. Galeno wants something different than Julio. Julio wants something different than Amy. So allowing employees or customers to pick what they want can feel more authentic than just a gift card or a gift that everybody gets and that nobody likes. And it drives conversation and connection too. People start asking, "Oh, what did you select? What gift did you choose? Why did you pick that? Oh, I didn't know you were into light therapy." And so it's great that you can, you know, build that connection moment on top of a recognition moment. And it's great that you can send these gifts with Kudoboard's new eCards. So I'm going to pass it off to Amy to tell you more about that. Amy.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jordan. So if some of you have come to our previous webinars, you might know me already, but my name is Amy. I am the customer support manager on the team here at Kudoboard and also a junior product manager on the team as well. I just want to let you know, Jordan is driving these slides for us. Thank you, Jordan. So if you hear me say click or next slide, I'm not narrating my own actions out loud. I'm just asking Jordan to move to the next slide for me. So at Kudoboard, we explored all of the eCards out there. We came together and we created a leveled up eCard experience reimagined for business. We wanted to make these extra special for you all. So let's talk about this new product that we released. So now you can send thoughtful digital eCards with vibrant designs and animations, and we have some of those designs at the bottom of this slide here. I find them extremely delightful. I love looking at them. You can add your personalized messages, and you now have the option to attach a physical gift or a mailed gift to your recipients for one or many recipients. And I'll talk about the gifting and the one-to-many recipients in just a moment as I go through. But I want you to think about not only finding ways to connect with your employees, but also customers, partners, prospects. So you can use these e-cards to drive more affinity towards your people, culture, products, and services. We've made it fun and easy. So we want you to take care of your employees, but also extend that recognition and appreciation beyond the walls of your company. So let's take a look at a holiday card example. And I'll let Jordan loop this a few times for me here. So this is a pre-made theme. We have lots of these lovely pre-made themes, as I've said, but you can customize certain parts of the theme after selecting it. You can, if you're on a business pro or enterprise plan, you can replace the Kudoboard stamp with a company logo. You can choose 3 to 5 colors for your envelope. We picked some accent colors for you so that they always match your theme. You can choose envelope lining, the texture, fonts, all of these great things, and still add your message, your photo, your GIF, your video. And next slide here. We're just going
Uh-oh.
to loop the card the entire webinar.
There we
All
go.
right.
Too many loopings.
So not only are these great for the holidays, but you can delight your people and those outside of your organization that are in your circle year round. So think birthdays, anniversaries, new hire welcomes, new babies, engagements, possibilities are endless. But for the holidays, some examples here, maybe you have your CEO record a message, you add it to a card, you send it to your employees, or your head of sales adds a little fun audio message with some text and sends it to their prospects. Or you can imagine your success reps sending these cards to their customers that they're working with. So we really focused on building cards for business to give you an option that doesn't feel gimmicky or corny. use it in a business setting. And if you're on a business pro or enterprise plan, I know I talked a little bit about what you can customize with our pre-made themes, but on these plans, we wanted to give you additional customization so that you can make the cards uniquely yours and branded to your organization. What I mean by that is that you'll have the option to create a card theme from scratch. So here's an example of what something like that may look like. So, this individual chose the cover photo. They had their designer create a cover that had some text and graphics from their site that go along with their brand. The colors are branded to them. So you can make this uniquely yours. All right, so that's a little bit about the e-cards. Now I want to jump into corporate gifting. Holidays are fast approaching, as we've said, so gifting is on all of our minds. It can not only be a huge time suck for companies, it can be stressful for the person who is responsible for that gifting. So we wanted to create an e-card product that could give you some of that time back, take away the stress, make it fun, make it easy. And when you use the e-card along with the gifting feature, it makes these extra special. So gifting option number one, a lot of you who are using our platform already know about this, but we have a partnership with Tremendous where your recipients can choose from over 2,000 gift cards all around the world, all different countries. When your recipient receives these gift cards, they can choose from store gift cards, PayPal where it's available, virtual visas, and if they want to spread the love during the holiday season, they can also donate to a charity that's available in their area. But our newest option that Jordan was talking about earlier at the beginning of the presentation is our partnership with Snappy. So now you can allow your recipients to choose a physical gift that gets mailed directly to their door. And again, I just want to highlight the fact that the key here with Snappy and being able to choose from 250,000 gifts from top brands is that your recipients get to pick what they want. So, I'm sure we've all had that moment where a company sent us a gift for the holidays, and sure, you're like, well, thanks for the thought. And you're just looking at the item going, I am never going to use this. And then it sits on your desk, it sits on a shelf, it sits in a drawer until you get over the guilt of wanting to just throw it away, which eventually you probably do. Not with our e-cards and the Snappy gifting used together. Your recipient can pick something that they love. And we use it here at Kudoboard, and it was a lot of fun to just ask people what they chose. And, oh, did you get your item yet? Did you like it? What did you pick? It creates that connection and conversation. And I want to mention that you can still gift together as a team using our boards. So instead of the e-cards, you can still use the board to gift, and the boards also have the Snappy physical gift option. So you can have everybody come together on one board, add their messages, GIFs, photos, videos, etc. And then you can add a gift card or physical gift to the boards as well. And now you might be asking, okay, how do I do this for my entire team during the holidays? Well, you can gift everyone in one go. So with the eCard product, you can create your one eCard and you can add, excuse me, add an amount to that eCard, and our system will automatically distribute the funds evenly across your number of recipients. So again, we wanted to make this as easy as possible. Make your one card, add your total amount, we distribute it between everyone evenly when it gets sent out, and then each of your recipients can choose their gift card or gift depending on which option you choose. And if you don't want to send to a bunch of individuals at once, that's okay. You can still gift to one person individually. So if you want to create a card for a friend, a peer, somebody in another department, you're free to do that. We wanted to make these flexible and so that they fit for a variety of different use cases.
All
And
right.
now, oops, sorry, I was gonna say, I'll pass it
Well,
back off to Jordan.
I screwed up the transition. Thank you, Amy. That was great. Um, Thank you. There's so many, as Amy went through, there's so many different use cases and applications for these e-cards. And now that you know so much more about them, you might be saying, okay, that's great, but the holidays are basically over in 6 weeks. What about the other 10 and a half months in 2026? Have no fear. Galena is here to explain how you can start 2026 with a win. Galena.
Awesome. Thanks, Jordan. So, yes, I know as we've already mentioned that all of you are probably really busy trying to wrap up, conclude 2025, feel good about where it was, where it's ending. If you can squeeze one more task within this next month plus before the end of the year, I would highly recommend that you all set up and turn on Kudoboard automations. So if you go to the next slide, please, Jordan. If you haven't already heard about automations on our site, what we are able to do for you is automatically create different types of milestone boards for your employees. So for employee birthdays, work anniversaries, welcoming someone new when they join your team. All of these different boards can be automatically created by our site. So we remove the logistics from your, everyday workload, but we leave the opportunity for authentic connection because people within your teams can still add their messages to the boards before they're delivered. Whether it's one of these that you want to set up or all of them, when you set up automations with our enterprise site, you'll be prepared for this new year to create alignment within your organization and really ensure that right from the get-go, people will have a consistent employee experience and a positive employee experience. So I'll leave it at that. I think that there's going to be more information in the chat about where you can find automations info, but back to you, Jordan.
Thank you, Galena Claus. Just noticed that. They're short and sweet. Awesome. Thank you. And yeah, I want to reiterate, as Galena said, like whatever is important to you at your company, leverage these automations. They're a massive time saver and you never forget a work anniversary or birthday or anything else. Um, Now, as promised, Julio is going to walk you through some creative ways to use Kudoboard at the holidays to really boost recognition and make people feel appreciated during the holidays. Julio, take it away.
Hey everyone, thanks Jordan. My name is Julio Gonzalez. I'm on the customer success team here at Kudoboard. And as Jordan teed up, we want to share some great examples of boards you should be creating now if you haven't started on these yet already. So here we have a list of some Kudoboard ideas that are centered around the holidays, end of year celebrations, and gratitude. These kinds of boards are designed to bring your team together and encourage folks to post what they're passionate about or what they are looking forward to in the coming year. So here you'll see the list of boards that should be created now. Company yearbooks, gratitude boards, recipe boards that you can print into a book if you wish, end of year boards, and of course, company holiday party boards. So here's the example of a company yearbook. Growing up, many of us have gotten yearbooks, and I know that many of us look back on those messages that our peers wrote us fondly, and it makes us smile. But of course, like as we enter the workforce, this keepsake typically is no longer part of our life. However, in the last few years, we've seen many companies bring this memento back with a company yearbook. These yearbooks, we've seen lots of companies bring them back, and it's just a place, a board that can be created where teammates can highlight their professional and personal milestones that they've achieved during the year, and then print that board out as a book that's typically gifted to employees at the end of the year or in January. These yearbooks are designed to drive connection and celebrate wins you've had during the year. For any of these book prints, you can customize the cover and the book. Yep, so feel free to get creative with the design. You can have a book cover that has multiple photos or just one large photo, your company logo, and you can order as many of these book copies as you'd like. So you can gift it to all employees or just to specific colleagues if you wish. It's a wonderful keepsake that helps employees continue to feel recognized and boost company culture even outside of the office. If you ever have any questions about book prints, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at help@kudoboard.com, and our support team would be glad to help you. They're subject matter experts in all things books and designing the books, so please don't hesitate to connect with us about those. So next on our list of ideas is, of course, gratitude-centric boards. These kinds of boards are created throughout the year. So if you haven't created one already this month, don't hesitate to get started on it now. Um, we see folks creating gratitude boards, of course, in November, December, but also on a quarterly basis, H1 and H2 gratitude boards. even monthly boards so it stays top of mind. So I highly recommend creating one now if you haven't already. And next slide. And here's an example of how some folks use our gratitude boards. For every one of these boards that are on plans, you do have embeddable iframe code for the boards. So don't hesitate to embed them on your intranet. We've seen folks embed them on TVs. You can have the QR code on the board as well, so your colleagues can easily scan the QR code and add via their mobile devices as well. And recipe boards. We've seen so many organizations have huge success engaging their teams with recipe boards. This kind of board is really an easy win because people are intrinsically passionate about cooking, baking, family recipes, and sharing food traditions. Highly recommend creating a recipe board. It's really popular in November and December. And then for office foodies, you can create, food-related contest boards, seasonal employee boards for recipes, where people can share their favorite fall foods, favorite winter recipes. We've seen people do soup boards, favorite holiday recipes, things like that. So I totally recommend creating one if you haven't started on these yet. And then, of course, company holidays parties. Many of us have company holiday parties. So if you're hosting one, I highly recommend creating a Kudoboard to accompany the in-person event. Similar to the gratitude board shared earlier, you can print out a QR code for these boards and have them at the table. If you're doing an in-person event, you can put them on TVs around the space. And it's just a really easy way to engage people at the in-person event and also document it. Great. New year and end of year boards. We've seen these kind of boards take off in the last few years. So if you want to create a board to celebrate, end of year wins, New Year's Eve traditions, or share New Year intents, highly recommend doing it. And if you're unsure of how to get started on creating any of these event-centric boards, I'll show you how easy it is now. It's very quick and easy to get started. So I'm going to share my screen here. Can you all see my screen? Okay, wonderful. So here I am on a business plan dashboard. So of course, all you need to do to get started is click Create a Kudoboard. And you're going to want to choose the engagement and culture board since this is engaging, a team or a whole company. Go ahead and click Next. Here you'll see that there are some categories you can choose from. Let's choose the holidays since it's the holiday season. Who's the audience? My team. Let's do a gratitude board. So 2025 gratitude. Yeah. Share your thanks. Click Next. And here you'll see, we've created the board. You'll see that there is an instructional example post here that's already been populated that you can edit as needed. It's pinned to the top left so it doesn't move from that position on the board. And you can always change this to come, from your company rather than from you, so you can add your own messages as well. And of course, there's lots of different backgrounds to choose from. You can go on here and you can go to the different various holiday themes that are down below. There's, hundreds to choose from. And if you ever want to upload one that's specific to your organization, of course, you can upload your own backgrounds. So highly recommend creating these. It's easy way to get started. I would say for any of these event-focused boards, of course, like a great instructional post is, a huge recommendation of ours, and that's why we have this instructional one example to begin with. And I also recommend just adding maybe like a good handful of posts before you invite out the larger audience. So maybe something with like photos or videos, and kind of get the ball rolling. Folks are gonna follow the lead of what they see. So if you do want people to share posts or videos or GIFs, definitely have some already on there. And let me show you some examples of what they can look like when folks already start adding to them. Here you'll see this is a New Year's traditions, resolutions, and New Year theme board. We did one of these at Kudoboard as well internally, and it was a huge hit. One of my family's traditions for New Year's Eve is that we try to eat 12 grapes in the first minute of the new year, and every grape equals a wish. I know Jordan had his toddler try this, and they only got to 3 grapes. So yeah, a great way to engage your team on here. Likes and comments are enabled. You'll see this organization here did like a holiday favorites board where they're submitting their holiday traditions, their memories, and their photos. this one's pretty broad. There's food on here, there's decoration, there is different events that folks are going to. And you're not limited to these boards only, of course, during the holiday season. So if you see an opportunity, in the new year, maybe you want to do like a winter activities board. Us here at Kudoboard, every spring and summer we do a adventure in like what are you up to outside of work in the spring and the summer. So there's definitely plenty of opportunity to engage your team and for folks to post what they're passionate about.
Awesome. Thank you, Julio. Can we see the screen again? We're all seeing the good. Okay. And just so everyone knows, we cut up the grapes for the toddler. Don't worry. All right, so to very briefly summarize, because we're coming up against the half hour, if you want to take a screenshot of this, feel free, but we're going to send out the recording, so you'll have it. eCards for sending one-to-one or one-to-many, and not just for employees. You can use it for clients, prospects, partners, anybody. So a lot of use cases. You can send employee holiday gifts attached to those eCards or attached to a Kudo board, through Snappy or through Tremendous, our gift card partner. You can automate a lot of this, so don't forget to turn on automations for 2026. We also have a lot of use cases as we just went through, company yearbook, recipe books and boards, end of the year boards, holiday party boards with QR codes so people can update the board in real time. And last but not least, the gratitude board. So we've come full circle. We're going to share the link to the gratitude board in the chat. I'll ask that you post by the end of the day tomorrow, and then Amy will send the 3 winners an email notifying them that they've won. It's a fun way to win something, but it's also just cool to see what people are grateful for this year. We did this last year, and it was fun to see everybody's responses. We are at the half hour. If people want to hang around, I think we can do a couple minutes of Q&A. Obviously, no one's required to stay here, but we've been collecting a lot of questions. Thank you for all your feedback, for all your questions through this whole thing. Does anyone want to jump in here and select a question or two to answer before we go?
I have a clarification to make that came from a question. The way I spoke about this may have been a little bit unclear, so I do apologize. When you're adding an amount to a board or sorry, when you're adding an amount to a card, an e-card to be gifted, what you'll do is when you add that gift amount, you'll actually choose an amount that you want each recipient to receive. So for example, if I want us all to receive $25, I would choose 25. You'll get a total, and then our system makes sure that that total is split evenly amongst your recipients.
I have another, thanks, Amy. I think this question is really relevant, and it comes from Leah. It's how do we ensure we're not overloading the team with Kudo boards? And we have shared a lot of ideas today. We by no means expect you to create one each of these various like gratitude board, holiday recipe board, etc. We recommend that you create one of these boards that seems like it would best fit your organization. You know best your organization. So pick one of them to bring people together. When you have these cultural events via Kudo board within your organization, what we tend to see is just like a couple of these types of larger events throughout the year can really incentivize greater usage for the more everyday boards like farewells or work anniversaries, congratulations. So when you host these larger events, that tends to spur more engagement elsewhere, but they needn't happen all the time or all at once.
Awesome. All right. I know there were a ton of questions that we didn't get to. Maybe we can try to follow up afterwards, but we're over time, so we got to go. I just want to again thank everybody for taking time out of your busy holiday schedule. Hopefully, we provided some value, some stuff you can take back to your office, your company today and over the next few weeks. One plug before we go. If you don't yet have Kudoboard or you've tried it and you're interested in a plan for your team or your organization, you can get more info at kudoboard.com/enterprise. Amy, Galena, and Julio are also available to answer questions. So what is the best email address to send questions to?
Yeah, I'd say you can send it to help@kudoboard.com, or if you're already on a plan, Julio, I'm sure you were just going to say you can send that to success@kudoboard.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you to Julio, Amy, Galena, and everybody who attended. We really appreciate it. Happy holidays, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks all. Take
Thanks,
care.
everyone.